Alright, welcome to this episode where I will be showing you a new feature from Wisp, which is a custom React component. So this is one of the first CMS that actually allows you to insert custom React component within your blog post itself. And I'm going to show you, how to integrate that into your own blog or websites today. Right. So first up, let's talk about what is custom React component and where would I usually use this. So the thing is that when you're writing a blog post or an article, very often you might find that the standard HTML blocks are going to be too restrictive for you. Sometimes I want to use something like a table to represent this, and I might want to even style it according to how my brands does it, right? And other times I might want to include other interactive components to my website, such as some of these common use cases found here. So FAQs, right? So maybe I want something like an accordion, maybe I want a comparison table, the one that you saw just now, or certain call to action blocks like, hey, sign up for my mailing list, or download this guide deck, in exchange for your email. Or maybe if you are a publisher, you would like to insert certain advertisements to your to your blog post or article, or sometimes you just want to include things like quizzes, product showcases, quiz and elements, so on and so forth. So imagine like having something that you can send people to Amazon product page with your affiliate link, just like that, right? So these are some of the common use cases where you can find a custom component really useful for you, right? So now that we established that why custom component is a thing, and it's not found in most of the CMSs out there, let's take a look at how to actually make use of this custom React component on our blog. So first up, let's start by doing the installation, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to transform my blog to include two custom components, right? So I'm going to do two things. Number one is a FAQ style accordion, where there's a question and then you can expand it to view the answers, right? So typically at the end of the blog, right? So I'll add an accordion, right? And the second thing is I would like to add in this comparison table that I can that you see here, a pros and con, just to show you how the custom React component works, right? So this is a tutorial on how you can do that. So I'm going to add it to my own personal blog over here, right? So you can see it's on localhost right now, and I can edit the code here. Okay, so let's follow the instructions on the Wisp documentation. So click documentation, advanced concept, and custom React component. You see most of the code in here, right? So first up, let's launch our code editor. Right, you can see this is my blog, and I'm going to do this npm install. Okay, actually let me save. Okay, the next thing is choose what kind of component do you want to render your things. So we are going to do two things. Number one is the comparison table, right? So let's do that. So I'm going to paste just that. Okay, so using cursor here, so it's auto importing a lot of things for me. The next one is, remember I mentioned that I like an accordion, so I'm going to import accordion too. Sorry, not that. So going to shed CN to import this. Okay, I have not installed this, so I'm just going to install it like that. Okay, so this will use shed CN's accordion, and then FAQ using shed CN. Okay, cons FAQ as right. Does this work? Type single, collapsible with full. It's pretty smart, isn't it? Move this around. installed. Okay, that's annoying. Let me fix that. So coming back, FAQs. Questions, FAQs. Sorry, I'm just trying to be lazy and get cursor to help me fix this. There you go, there you go. Okay, that works. Okay, so I have got my comparison table and I have my FAQs right here. Pretty much AI written. Okay, so I've got that. Now the next thing is, how do I render the component? So the next thing I need to install is this component over here, this npm package, right? This actually gives me the actually, have I done that? Oh, I already did it. So this gives me the content that I can use to render, right? So I'm just going to put this right up here. Okay, content with custom component, and right, previously I was using this post content, this sanitized content. So instead of this using the dangerously set in a HTML, right now what I'm gonna do is just gonna put this in there. There we go. So I have comparison table and I have FAQs, right? So I'm going to put both of them in. For the content, I'm going to use the sanitized content. Take note that because I'm doing sanitization of the content, I'll need to do certain changes to it so that it actually allows me to pass in the new component there. Okay, looks good. Okay, so a quick explanation to this is that for Wisp we are using a custom div to pass in all the attributes into the component so that it doesn't cause error even if you do not have a renderer ready. So we are using various different attributes to pass in the data to the component. So these are the 4 things that you need to actually allow it for it to detect the component and render it with your component easily. Okay, so I'm just making the change to the sanitization, and from there print the content. So I'm going to move this to the top a little bit, although I know that next is just going to move it. Okay, so ideally this should reside in a different folder, but for the purpose of demonstration I'm just going to put it in one. Okay, and now that we are ready, I think that's it, right? So I would click save and publish a new blog post. Let's take a look at that. So heading over to Wisp, get started. Sorry, dashboard. All right, go on to gig.sg. Okay, I'm going to ask AI to help me generate a fictitious content. Hi, can you actually create a fictitious blog post comparing between 2 different pet products that is available on Amazon, and in between to actually have a short comparison table showing the pros and cons of each of the one that we want to recommend. Just put 2 or 3 items in each of the column, and at the end of the blog post also to generate a FAQ with question and also appropriate answer to it. Okay. Recommender. Okay, looks good. Let's do a quick one like that. so new post, put this dot bed image. Okay, looks good enough. Copy. Recommendations. Okay, so this is probably a good time to add in the comparison table. So that's where you use the / command and click on custom React component. So right here, there's a few things you need to take note of. The first thing is that whatever that you registered here should be the component name right here, right? And you can see the props that is being sent in. There's a variant. We don't really need the variant. Just gonna remove that. Okay, pros and cons. Okay, right. Let's just have pros and the list of stuffs, and cons, which is also a list of stuffs. Let's come up with it. Memory foam padding, stylish design, and easy to clean covers. And cons would be limited size options, higher price points. Okay, let's keep it there. Okay, update. So that's the first one. You can see it's a comparison table, and I'm gonna add a second one, which is the FAQs. So same thing, custom React component, right? And this time I'm gonna name it FAQs, right? And then there is only a single one called questions, and it is an array, and each of them would be a question and answer, question and answer. Just gonna beautify them a little bit first, and gonna put in something like this. Questions, yes. Duplicate this a little bit. Then the second one. Okay. Right. Beautify it some more. Update. Looking good. Publish. Select this test poll. Publish. Okay, now let's take a look at the new blog post. Perfect. Right. First up, you can see this is rendering. It's not in the same format because that was the case. And then there is this accordion right here. So yes, it's working. So for this to split up into the two different folder, let's just change this to div just very quickly. Right. Last name flex call. Does this work? Yeah, I think so. Flex one, let's do that so that they are of equal size, and then at end pros and cons, something like that. Then add in a nice little check class name with 4h4, and then add a space in here. There you go, this works, import that. All right, that's pretty much it in line. There you go. So that's how you see we can have content that is sent out from the CMS, and you can weave in like very nice React components from your front end, right? And render all these different components depend on how you like them. Of course, you know, if you don't find this nice, choose better components and all of that. Okay, so the next thing, right, maybe something for troubleshooting. So there are a few scenarios where something breaks. Let's say your component is not registered. So take for instance, if let's say FAQ was not registered, just gonna remove this, right? This is how it will look like, right? It will tell you that the component is not registered, and you probably should register your component in there, right? The second thing that could happen is that let's say your some of your props are of the wrong name. Let's say for instance question 2, right? And this will likely throw an error. Let's take a look. Oh no, it doesn't throw an error. Question. Let's say instead of questions. Okay, so I'm trying to make this throw an error. Okay, actually just Q will do. Q. Okay, so can you see, right? Because the component is throwing an error right now, it's telling you that there is an error rendering the custom component. So check that the prop is correct. Name is spelled correctly, valid React components, and the props are valid, right? So those are some questions. Those are some ways that you know, the custom component will help you to troubleshoot like you know, your custom components, right? So again, to actually change the, there you go, to actually edit the component, right? Just go to your editor, and then you can use the custom React component to actually adjust the different components that you want to inject in. And that's it. Hope you have fun creating, you know, custom React components, and let me know if you have any questions. If not, I'll see you in the next video.